Welcome back to Life on Purpose. Today we're talking about meditation, something that's pivotal in you creating your life on purpose. That's foundational in changing the life you're currently living and the person you're currently being. And it's interesting because most people are trying to change their life from the same version of themselves who created the one they're in. They're thinking the same thoughts and having the same reactions, and they're staying in the same emotional patterns, and then wondering why nothing really changes. It's because real change doesn't happen from the same state. It happens when you step into a different one. And the part most people don't realize is you're already rehearsing your future every single day through what you think and what you feel and what you allow yourself to imagine. That's your rehearsal. You're already creating your life from within. The question is, are you doing it on purpose? And the beautiful part is, you actually can start doing that on purpose right now. I want you to think about a time where you've had a moment. I know you've felt this before, like maybe when you were on vacation. You're at the beach or you're in the mountains, you're in the snow, and you drop in, right? Where everything just starts to slow down. Your body relaxes, your mind quiets. You're not trying to fix anything. You're not trying to figure anything out. You're just here. You're in this present moment, and there's nowhere else you'd rather be, right? That place generates a state of being that is the most powerful state of being available to you. A state of pure neutrality. You're not trying for anything. You're not avoiding anything. You're not creating anything. You're just being in the present moment in that powerful place where all things are possible. Because the state you're in is peaceful, calm, grounded. There's nothing you're trying to do. You are all things all at once. You know that place? And when I say state, I'm not talking about anything complicated. I just mean the overall way your system is being in that moment. Like your body, your thoughts, your energy, the way it all comes together and shapes your experience of life. Because your state is what colors everything. So you feel that sense of grounded peace. You experience a grounded, peaceful life circumstance. And this is where it starts to get really interesting. In that kind of state, that really powerful dropped in place, that relaxed body, quiet mind, not trying to fix anything or do anything or be anything. You're not being pulled in 100 different directions. You're not reacting automatically. You're just present. From that presence, you have space in front of you. Space to then notice. Space to then feel. Space to choose. And in that space, something opens. This is what people are trying to describe when they talk about what's often referred to as the 0-point field or the quantum field or the unified field. That place that gives you all of that space, it's not something outside of you. It's not somewhere you have to go. It's somewhere you drop into from within. It's a state you can actually experience within yourself anytime you want. It's always available to you. It's a state where you're not on autopilot, where your system is just regulated and you're not replaying what's familiar. You're here, you're available, you're ready, you can choose, you can create. Honestly, that's where creation really begins. Because from that state, imagination isn't just something happening in your head. It's not just some inconsequential daydream that you're having. It's something your whole system starts to move with. When you imagine something clearly from that place, you're not just thinking about it. You're going there. You're stepping into it. You're generating the feeling of it. You're letting your body experience it. You're shifting your internal world. And something really important to understand here is this: your system responds to what you imagine almost like it's real. So when you see it and actually let yourself experience it, you're not just imagining, you're not just daydreaming, you're training your system to be able to live it. You're creating familiarity around it. So now your whole system becomes familiar with living what it is you're choosing to live on purpose before you've actually lived it in real life. So that means once your system is familiar with it, it won't actively keep it away from you because it actively keeps newness and the unknown away from you. So when you rehearse the life you want to live, the experiences you want to have, the way you want to feel, you're training your system to get comfortable and used to and familiar with those things so that when reality shifts and those things happen in your external reality, your system doesn't push them away. It's ready for it. It's familiar with it. So try this. You can imagine something going wrong and feel your whole body tighten. Imagination is so powerful. I call it imaginate because you're imagining and creating at the same time. It's one thing. Your imagination is creative. So, right? Like imagine something going wrong and feel your whole body tighten. And now imagine something working out and feel yourself open and relax. Nothing outside of you changed, but your experience did, your expression did, your state did, because your system moves with what you imagine. That's why rehearsing what you want is so valuable in creating your life on purpose. And that tells you something really powerful. What you consistently generate internally doesn't just stay inside you. It leaves an imprint. And what you impress upon your mind, your system begins to express in your reality. It's one of my favorite quotes from Neville Goddard. Through your energy, through your decisions, through how you show up, and over time, through the life you get to live. Every time you imagine something, anything, you're not just thinking about it, you're impressing it into your system. You're rehearsing it, how it looks and feels and who you are inside of it. And your system responds to that. So this isn't just imagination, it's 100% creation. Your imagination is creation. What you repeatedly imagine, your system begins to recognize. And what your system recognizes, it starts to allow. And that's just another way of saying becomes familiar with. Doesn't prevent it because it's no longer the unknown. It allows it. And this matters because your system is always trying to keep you in what feels familiar. Not necessarily what's good for you, not necessarily even what you want, just what it knows. That's what your system is doing, keeps you in what your system knows. So anything new, a new level of success, a new kind of relationship, a new version of yourself can feel unfamiliar. And when something feels unfamiliar, your system can interpret that as unsafe. And so it resists it, it delays it, it pulls you back to what it already knows. And this is why people feel stuck. Not because you can't create something new, but because their system isn't familiar with that new thing yet. And so this is where imaginating becomes everything. Because when you intentionally create an experience in your mind from the first person, Like you're living it, not watching it, but being in it. You're doing something very real. You're showing your system from the 0 point place, from the quantum unified field, that this thing that you're imagining exists and it's safe and it's me. And over time, your system begins to respond differently. So it just like settles into that idea. It begins to believe it. It begins to act it out. It recognizes it. The more it recognizes it, the less it resists it. So now meditation plays a huge role in this, because before your system can accept something new, right? So before you go to the unified field, it has to feel safe enough to receive it. And meditation regulates your nervous system. It's the best way to regulate your nervous system. Meditation teaches your body how to slow down, how to focus, how to stay steady. Even when something feels scary, uncertain, unfamiliar, you're training your nervous system through meditation to be strong, steady, and calm, focused, so you can begin to intentionally generate new internal experiences. Like if you were to imagine something that you want and you haven't trained your nervous system to stay regulated in newness, even in your own imagination, you will experience resistance. So with this regulation, with this training of the nervous system through meditation, you can begin to live your future in your mind in a way that your system can actually feel and recognize and accept as true. And when that happens, you're not just imagining anymore, you're training your system to become that version of yourself, to become something new. And once something is new and familiar within, and your system stops pushing it away and starts allowing it, you become that. And your whole world organizes itself around that. Because at the end of the day, your system responds to what you experience, and what you experience internally matters. So when you create a new mental picture of your life, and you step into it, and you feel it, and you begin to generate the state of being it, of the version of you who already lives it. And you don't create from your thoughts, you create from your state. So when you do that, and your nervous system has been trained to regulate and stay calm and centered and focused in that new place, everything changes fast. What you are imagining shows up in your reality fast. Your decisions change, your actions change, your energy changes. Your whole external world begins to reflect the internal image. Not by force and not by luck, but because you become someone different. This is how you create your life on purpose with meditation. This is how you train your system to become familiar with your dreams, so it stops resisting them. This is how you rehearse living the life you want until it no longer feels far away and starts to feel inevitable. You don't have to wait for your life to change. You can begin creating it now. This is the work of creating your life on purpose. And the more you return to it, the more natural it becomes. We'll see you next time.